everyone, myself Juwaira Siddiqa, lecturer in Zoology, Department of Zoology, MVS Government Degree College, Mahbub Nagar. Today in this session I am going to discuss about some of the occupational disorders related to their profession of the employees or the workers who suffer from the such of the diseases. Now in this module or the part 1 I am going to discuss about the lung related diseases which is come by the employment sources or any professional sources who suffer from the workers in their professional area. Now if you see the definition, occupational lung disorders has been defined as a disease of lungs arising out of or any in course of employment. See here clearly mentioned that it is a disease which is come from the source of employment or damage to the lungs caused by dust or fumes or noxious substances inhaled by the workers in certain specific occupation is known as occupational lung diseases. See, it is caused, as we know, this is a infection or any damage in the lungs regarding to the respiratory system which is caused by the inhalation process only. Inhalation of any noxious substances, any poisonous substances or any fumes or any dust particles which cause the damage into the lungs. So such type of any lung diseases or any problem in the respiratory system, so that is called as the occupational lung diseases. Then Ramazani, the father of occupational medicine, who first described the breathlessness among the handlers of grains in the 1713. So what happened here? First he observed that the scientist named as the Ramazani, the father of occupational medicine, he discovered the medicine and when to whom in the persons who are related to suffer from this type of diseases. Okay, and then deposition and the clearance of the particles in the lungs. How the deposition will be take place? The harmfulness of an inhaled particles depend on its inherent toxicity, its ability to penetrate to the site at which it can excrete its effect and amount retained in the lungs. See, some of the particles which may be they depend on their penetrate capacity. They may be penetrate in the epithelium layer or the internal layer of the respiratory tract or the trachea or the lungs. They may be inhaled or they may be pass or they may be penetrate into such surfaces, or some depend upon their size. What are the size? The smaller particles, they may be size depend upon their size. They may be penetrate into the level of alveoli also. They may be reach the level of alveoli and they block the respiratory tract. So this is the total phenomena which happens through background of this respiratory infections. And then this penetration, see the second point, the penetration may be depend on the ability of particles to overcome the physical forces tending to bring it into contact with the walls of airways. See, just now I told about the how they are passed into the respiratory tract. They may be passed with the contact of the airways, whatever the trachea, whatever the tubercles, whatever the respiratory passage is there, that particles are attached with the surface of that internal lining and then it is passed through the respiratory tracts, and namely that may be the sedimentation or impaction or the interception or diffusion or electrostatic precipitation. So these are the phenomena, these are the terms, these are the methods by which they may be blocked, they may be blocked or they may be pass or they may be penetrate into the respiratory tract. Now the highest rate of alveolar deposition occurs with a particle size around 0.02 to 0.06 millimeter. See what in the measure the size of the particle, how the size is there, what is the size of a particle which goes and adhere or block at the alveolar surface, that is called as a deposition or the accumulation of these particles at the alveolar level. That particulate size may be 0.02 to 0.06 millimeter. Main determinants of silicosis. Now let us see one by one what are the diseases regarding to the lungs in the lungs disorders. First we can talk about the silicosis. Silicosis is also a respiratory disorder which is also caused by the professional or the workers who work at that particular area. And main determinants of the silicosis. What are the determinants here? Silica dust and its duration exposure. How much time a worker is working in that area, that is the duration of exposure. And what are the size of particle? Just now I told about the whatever the size, the accumulation of the particles is depend upon the size of the particles, and distribution and the that is the respirability of airborne particles and their photogenic potential. See, whatever the potential, how the particles are there, what are their characteristic, depend upon their characteristic they are entering into the or they are penetrating into that respiratory tract. So these are the some of the determinants how the silicosis will be occur. And see the silica particles, the silica dust particle, as we see in this diagram or in the picture, we can see that the inhalation, the particles are entering into the respiratory tract. So when a person is inhaled that air which consists of the this silica dust particles. And in another see in this image also we can see here that is the inhaled silica dust can cause scar tissue inside the lungs, and these particles goes inside the tissue. This is the zoom picture is also there which is mentioning here. See, the particles are there. This is the totally this damage the layer, the inner layer of the alveolar or the alveoli. The damage of the alveoli is take place by the inhalation of this silica particles. Inhaled silica dust can cause the scar tissue inside the lungs, it forming the scar in the tissues, and it happens due to the inhalation through the respiration, and then it goes and settled at the alveoli level, and at that alveoli level it is see the trapped by the alveoli means it goes and settle at the bottom of the alveoli, and accumulation of the alveoli will take place. As a result, the breathing problem will be start into a person. Now if we see the classification of silicosis, that is the acute and the accelerated. First, acute, which develops over months in response to that is the exceedingly or have the exposure in the that is the sandblasting or the dry drilling. So the silica particles, as well, that is consist of the small, that is the sand particles are there, are the drilling process. When a person inhale the air into the respiration, through the respiration it enters into the individual. It is characterized by appearance suggestive of pulmonary edema. As we know, that is the edema is the swelling of any tissue or a swelling of any area of the individual. So here the swelling in the respiratory tube will be take place, that why it is called as the pulmonary edema. And acute enlargement of hilar nodes may occur with heavy exposure to quartz in the individuals without prior exposure. So what happened here, the quartz particle, as we know the small particles are there, that is a quartz particle. When they inhaled in the person, that may be slowly interfering the respiratory tract, or slowly by the step by step they are going to damage the respiratory tract. As a result, the tissues may be damaged and the pulmonary edema will be seen into the persons. And accelerated, in this associated with heavy exposures over a relatively short period of a few years, present radiologically as a progressive irregular upper zone fibrosis, and sometimes with relatively sparse and indistinct nodularity. So what happened, as we know, the fibrosis is nothing but the conjunction of the or lungs. The process or the lungs situation or the lungs structure where the congestion of the lungs arteries is take place, or we can call it as a wrinkle of the lungs will be take place. That situation is called as the fibrosis or the pulmonary fibrosis. And sometimes it is also related to the nodularity, means small nodule formation will also be take place where the edema will be seen into the persons. And the another word is the another type of the silicosis is chronic silicosis. It is a commonest form, occurs after many decades of exposure to relatively low levels of silica. See, this is a like chronic, the slowly day by day it is increasing, and what happened here, that is the decades of exposure to the any periods, that is a low, that is a long back. If a person is exposed to that particular area, maybe some particles are inhaled into the respiratory system and they may be exposed after the some time, and then characterized by gradually progressive dyspnea, dry cough, and evidence of the progressive fibrosis of both lungs on chest X-ray. One can identify that a person may be suffer from this chronic silicosis by doing the X-ray of the chest. Then analysis is there. By the analysis procedure, the doctors are come to the conclusions, maybe a long back or the long duration back, a person may be suffer from that, or the maybe they are exposed to that particular area, and some the evidences are there, some maybe the like particles are there, or any tissue damage is there, or any particle embedded into the inner lining of the tissues is also seen in that particular area. And then acute silicosis, the clinical and the pathogenic features of the acute silicosis are similar to those of the pulmonary alveolar proteinosis. It is also the similar to the another type of the lung disease like the pulmonary alveolar proteinosis. The chest radiography may show the profuse miliary interfiltration or consolidation, and therefore it is a characteristic HRCT pattern known as the crazy paving. It is also called as like crazy paving. It's a disease related to the lungs also, and the disease may be quite severe and progressive despite the discontinuation of exposure. Whole lung lavage may provide symptomatic relief and slow the progression. There may be cure or there may be any discontinuous exposure, means after the persons they may not go to the exposure to the same work or the same area where there may be a chance to getting the exposure. So if any gap is there or after some interval, there may be the reduce in that procedure, there may be the reduction in the disease or the discomfort is seen into that person. See, after silicosis, the another type of the lung disease is called as the coal workers pneumoconiosis. It is also commonly called as black lung disease. It's seen into the coal mine workers, as in the name itself mentioned that coal workers pneumoconiosis disease. It's seen into the coal mines, or coal miners are exposed to dust that contain the mixture of coal, mica, and silica in varying proportions. As we see, the persons are the workers who work in the coal mines, there may be chance to get infected by these lung disorders, that is called as the coal workers pneumoconiosis. And coal workers pneumoconiosis is virtually confined to underground coal miners. It may occur in any place where a worker is exposed to high level of coal dust in poorly ventilated condition, as he described here, mentioning here that it may be seen into the persons who work underground level of that mines. So as we know, in the underground level there may be the oxygen capacity will be less, so ventilation problem is also there. In that persons, instead of taking the fresh air, the maybe inhale, there have to be inhale the coal dust polluted air. That's why there may be a chance to get such type of pneumoconiosis. Thus it has to be described in a coal tremors, loading coal in the hold of ships and in the men and women sorting the coal on the surface screen. So these are the workers who are continuously exposed to that coal mines. They are continuously work in that area only where the low ventilation is seen, and at the same time the polluted air, or we can say the oxygen demand in that particular area will be less. See, in this diagram it's a very much good or explanation diagram we can see in this, that is the how the individual lung should be there and what happened when the exposure to that coal mines or the lung become the black. So this disease is also called as the black lung disease. You can see the deviation by seeing this picture or by observing this picture, that one lung is totally pure, another one is the become dark. Means what is the meaning behind this? That by seeing this picture we can say the continue or the exposure to the coal mine workers who work in that area, their lungs may be damaged like this situation only. And what is the pathology? If we talk about the pathology of the coal mine workers diseases are like this black lung disease. See the pathology, the coal molecule is the primary lesions of simple coal workers pneumoconiosis molecule consists of a focal collection of coal dust in the pigment laden macrophages around the respiratory bronchioles and tapering off towards the alveolar duct. See, just now we talk about the how they are passed into the how they are enter into the respiratory tracts by the contact with the epithelial surfaces or by the inner lining of the respiratory tracts. And then that is the centricular emphysema, part of the simple lesions of the coal mine workers, enlargement of the air spaces. See how they are how they are going to be test means they have to be enlarged the air spaces immediately adjacent to the dust molecules. Severity of the emphysema increases with the increasing in the lung dust retention. Essential mechanism of the simple pneumoconiosis is likely to be dust mediated damage to the macrophages, release of cytokinins accompanied by recruitment of the polymorphonuclear cells, resulting in the activation of fibroblast and also local initiation of emphysema of elastolysis will be take place. So total procedure what happens, see if any dust particle is entering into the tissue, then automatically our body immune cell are going to produce some chemical substances like in the form of cytokinins, and due to the secretion of these cytokinins there may be allergic reaction will be take place, there may be blockage will be take place, as a result the fibroblast will be take place. So totally what happened that there may be the immune response will be create into the thing. As a result there may be allergic or there may be what we can say there is a blockage of inhalation or the blockage of respiratory tract will be take place. Muscular thickening of pulmonary arteries in the conjunction with hypertrophy of the right ventricles can be observed. We both simple and the complicated coal mine workers pneumoconiosis. And then pathological changes in the airways consist with the chronic bronchitis including enlargement of mucus gland. See in this diagram also or in this picture we can see that how the lungs become affected. The lungs, if you see the x-ray of a person who suffer from this type of disease, their lungs become the dark in color or they are filled with the coal particles. And now the next after the coal mine worker disease, that's the black lung disease, the next disease is called as the siderosis. See, it is seen into the workers who work into the glass industries. Like pure siderosis is due to the deposition of iron oxides in the lungs. Like welders, it is also called as like welders disease. Also, the persons or the workers who work or who come to the exposure to the iron work or iron industry. Pure siderosis is due to deposition of iron oxides in the lungs, where they are taken up by macrophages in both the alveoli and interstitial tissues, occur in ARC welders and oxyacetylene cutters due to the presence of iron oxides in the fume from the heated metals. So see what happened, the welders are the workers who work or who do the metal work related to the iron. They have to be they have to work with the exposure with the heat. They have to heat the material and then they have to be attached and they make some structures. So likewise in the process what happened, due to the heat the metal will be melt. As a result some fumes will become due to the inhalation of such type of air or such type of inhalation. The workers may be suffer from this siderosis disease. No fibrous reaction occur. Chest radiograph shows multiple radiodense nodules due to the presence of iron. When these iron particles are go and settled in the lungs, as a result they form a clump and they form a nodule like structure, or they are form the blockage at the alveolar level. And in this diagram also, if you see the structure, if you see the TS of any alveoli, how the alveoli become damaged and the distracted, and how the iron particles go and settle in, we can see in this both picture. One picture is just showing that clearly that how it is there, whereas in the second one we can see that totally the accumulation of iron particles will be take place. Siderosis also occur in the silver polisher. Mirror work, as we know that's a silver polisher, in the sense we can call it as like the work in the mirror work is also there, who use iron oxide like jewelers rig and to polish the metals. The radiological changes of siderosis tend to regress after exposure ceases, and the condition in its pure form is not associated with abnormality of lung function. There has been debate about the possible carcinogenicity of inhaled iron. However, iron itself is not carcinogenic, and it is probably due to the contaminant exposure to the other carcinogens in either cigarettes or the occupational environment. So here the totally after the research it may be come to a conclusion the siderosis is not occurring maybe due to that iron particles, but it is happen due to the person who also have some habits like cigarette or smoking, or they are continuously exposure to their working area, to their environment where the exposure of this such type of metals will be seen. See the person's lung in this X-ray, how it will be welder siderosis showing diffused pinpoint capacities and pinpoint opacities that peripheral regions in the right mid zone. Right mid zone, what happens, small nodules like structures, small pinpoint like structures are small structures are there, how they will be shown in this picture that this happens like nodule like, or the small lesions are there. Why these lesions will be happen? Due to the accumulation of the irons, and this is the picture of welder siderosis. And for this session we are completed, and thank you for listening.